Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening Birmingham today. I'm back again with more candidates that's going to be on the May 24th ballot next Tuesday, Birmingham, Jefferson County. I have the honor today with our current state representative, Mr. Neil Rafferty. Sir, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Great.
Happy to be here.
Great. District 54. He's running for re-election next week on the ballot. So, Representative Rafferty, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Great. So, how's the campaign trail been going?
Campaign's been going well. I am a former Marine, so, it's just work. Complacency kills. You just work until you're either dead or you're done.
All right. Well, thank you for your service on that one. And so, why are you ready for a second term?
I run for a second term because I've developed these relationships and the operational knowledge and the ability to be able to actually, make change. So the first couple of years, you stay quiet. You just try to learn as much as you can because you don't want to go down there too cocky or, big chested, like you the man, like you the one that knows what's up when you have no experience, right? So the big part was go down there, learn as much as I can, soaked it up like a sponge, and was those last 2 years, was able to kind of navigate and understand more the contours of my power as a state legislator down there.
Okay, so for people that don't know, can you tell people what district it's for, the areas that you cover?
Right, so District 54, and with redistricting, it did change up a little bit. So pretty much it's if you vote in certain boxes, but it's relatively from Thomas all the way to East Lake and then around to Ruffner Mountain to Irondale. So covers all of downtown, Woodlawn, Crestwood, and then all of East Lake, just Fountain Heights. I mean, I can name all the neighborhoods. You want me to name every single one? I mean, I can. I will name them all. But what's most important is that it's about where you're voting. So if you vote at say Mount Zion, if you vote at the Jefferson County Courthouse, Wilkerson Middle School, if you vote at any of those, then you are a District 54 resident.
Okay, and I want to do a plug too. Go to Alabama Votes, I think .gov, and they'll tell you where you're supposed to vote at. Very important, people. Very important. And don't be trying to change your location either, because I think it's a little bit too late for that. But go back to that earlier interview I did with Secretary Merrill. All right, so what were some of your first term achievements?
So the first thing that I went down there and did was, sign legislation to help expand Medicaid. Obviously, the caucus has been working on that ever since, Medicaid expansion's been an option and been on the table. The first accomplishment I was able to do was get a resolution and a task force established to investigate the reasons behind why veteran suicide so high here, particularly here in the state of Alabama. This then bloomed into a much bigger operation called the Alabama Challenge. So now we're doing town halls across the state, talking to veterans, making sure that we're getting them into the care, why they're not going to the VA, and what we can do to help facilitate that more. Another big bill that I had a lot to do with was the police accountability bill. So this is a bill that, if you had say you had a police officer in one department who was then sexually harassing women, for instance. So then one of those women opened up an investigation and launched a complaint. That officer could resign and then move to another department.
Oh, I heard about that one.
Yeah. Then move to another department without having any consequences because the investigation would be closed after that. This prevents that. So what this would do is make all open grievances and investigations reported to an ALEA database.
Oh, wow.
Where an APOST, or that Alabama Peace Officer Standards and Training Curriculum. So those are the ones that actually credential police officers. And then, so if they do department hop, that the hiring department can see that there was an open investigation and figure out, what they want to do from there.
That's pretty good because I heard about that. Okay, now it's connecting the dots. Okay, that's really good. So, I know, of course, you all are responsible for a couple of projects you do in your district. What were some things you was able to get done in the district?
In the district, so right now, the big things was making sure I was bringing money back to the schools. I've been able to bring and allocate over $200,000 to House District 54 schools. I've been a big supporter of Woodlawn Sports, their cheerleading team, the football team, basketball team. Wilkerson, there's a club, girls basketball team called Team Underrated, and they've still been playing basketball. They've been whooping butt and tail all over the state, but I've been happy to help and sponsor that as well. I think athletics is very important, keeps kids out of trouble, keeps them healthy, and teaches them the importance of teamwork and cooperation, and that hard work pays off. So
what are some things you want to get done in the second term?
So things I want to get done in the second term is I want to make sure that some of this unfinished business that we have is dealt with. We need a strong voice that knows how to push back on these social issue bills that are coming up.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well,
it was a lot of interesting things that came up in this legislative session.
Yes, in this last one. Well, essentially, we're dealing with family rights.
Okay.
We're dealing with not just reproductive justice, but rights and access to medical care.
Okay.
That certain families have, and the Republicans prohibited it. They made it illegal for certain families to receive medically based, scientifically accurate medical care for their children. And then now we have the Roe v. Wade decision coming down. So reproductive justice is going to be a huge fight down there. There's been a lot of backpedaling as far as the Republicans that sponsored that bill back in 2019.
Yeah, is there a trigger bill? I've been hearing this around the country, like if Roe gets overturned, it's a trigger bill that automatically kicks in or something?
So I would call them trigger laws, but I don't know if they actually fit the specific definition of it. Wall Street Journal had a great article on this, on which states had trigger laws, which states had laws that would go into effect, that kind of thing. But right now, what this bill would do would make any sort of abortion after 2 weeks, I think, illegal, and a felony. So even a woman could have a miscarriage under the current bill, and it would open up an investigation to see if whether or not she was. It could potentially, potentially open up an investigation to see if it was induced or purely, accidental. There's stuff with the Democrats tried to, mitigate the bill. That's what we oftentimes do, that part of that defensive posturing, by trying to introduce an amendment. Now, and listen to this, an amendment that would make sure that if the victim was impregnated by either rape or incest, that abortion could be, facilitated and perfectly legal and then kept safe. Because let's keep it this straight too. Just because you make them illegal does not mean that they're going to go away. They're just going to become less safe. And nobody likes abortion, so why aren't we doing something about expanding access to birth control, expanding access to that kind of stuff? I can't even imagine. It's got to be the hardest decision anybody who's been pregnant has ever had to make if they're going to have an abortion. So the thing is, it's none of my business. As a government official, as a legislator, it's just none of my business.
Yeah, so a lot of people have obsession with women's bodies.
Yeah, I know.
It's
control. It's control. Or I don't know what it is.
And then I guess since we got a little time, what is bingo bills?
Okay, so
lottery bills.
The lottery bill. So there's a very comprehensive gaming package last session that did fail for various reasons, and that gaming bill was probably the best option that we had coming forward. The thing is that it just never, it was a big final fight. Now this latest one that they introduced this session, I couldn't support because it was just a basic paper lottery. And what it would do is take the money from there, and then it would equally, not equitably, not needs-based, distribute that money, which means that you could use that money even to send your kid to a boarding school. Right. So you see what I'm saying? So there's some real problems with that other lottery bill that I saw. Now, it never came to the floor for a vote. I'm sure it could have been worked out, but in committee I had to abstain from the vote because it's like I support the lottery, I support gaming and allowing folks to do that, and the revenue that would come in to help our kids and expand healthcare. But the thing is that with the bill as it was written was just not good enough. So I abstained from the vote, got out of committee, just never made it to the floor for a vote.
Yeah, and that was even more crazy. Like, we got this COVID money, but they took the COVID money to build prisons.
Yes, $400 million of it, by the way. Not just some of it. $400 million of it. And let's be clear, the DOJ, while our prisons did need to be dealt with because they were violating constitutional rights of the people, of the inmates. The thing is that the DOJ never ordered us to build new prisons. It was just part of the gig, part of what they ended up doing.
Oh, wow.
Now, why? I don't know. I have a lot of speculation as far as why. I could go into a lot of speculation, but I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, May 24th, your closing pitch to the voters. Anything you want them to know in these last few days?
Yes. Now, if anybody's been paying attention, I am a Marine Corps veteran. I am a public health professional. I'm a progressive Democrat that's been fighting, to get rid of the grocery tax, to lower the cost of living for everyday working Americans, for workplace protections for pregnant women. I need to go back down there because if y'all don't know, I am quite a fighter. I pick my fights. I do pick my fights, but when I pick them, it goes down. I mean, it happens how it happens. And I would just say that, I got the experience, I got the leadership, and I got the integrity to keep charging forward and represent the good people of House District 54 to the best of my ability.
And can you tell people, too, one final, why they should vote? Because I know people saying, well, Alabama's a Republican state, and it doesn't matter,
right.
But kind of,
Well, depends. Here's the thing. If you want things, if you want Medicaid expansion, if you want more worker protections, if you want a higher if you want an established and protected living wage, that's not going to happen with Republicans. There's Republicans that are moderate that will still vote against it because the party forces them to vote that way or one way or another. So trying to vote in the Republican primary is not going to work. We need more Democratic voters because Democrats and motivating Democrats to speak up, stand up, speak out, and vote Democrat is the only way we're going to get the justice and the equity that Alabama deserves.
So how can they find out more about the campaign?
Well, you can always go to the website at reprafferty.com. Pretty simple there. I'm also Rep Rafferty on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So it's pretty easy. It's REPRAFFERTY. On any of those social media platforms. Follow me. Would love to interact and love to hear more from folks. So.
Well, thank you for coming on today, sir.
No, thank
you for your service to the nation, and thank you for just the work you did this first term.
Yeah, absolutely.
And wish you good success in the next few days.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, so thank you all for watching today. Please check out what'shappeningBirmingham.com for more interviews. Don't forget to vote. Check out the audio version of this on Apple Podcasts. Thank you all again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.